I put together this series of video clips as an attempt to show how much our little bear has grown since we first started videoing him 16 months ago in June 2011. We first saw our little bear in the summer of 2010. He was with his mother and one other cub. We were not able to get any videos as the mother bear was very cautious and would run off the minute we stepped out of the house. We saw the bear family a number of times in 2010 and on at least 2 occasions in the spring of 2011. We first saw our little bear alone on June 30th, 2011. That is the day the first video was taken. We called the Massachusetts Department of Fisheries and Wildlife and were told that in all likelihood the mother came into heat and abandoned her cubs. Our little bear seems to like our yard and has set up permanent residence in our part of Leicester. The clip you are watching now was taken on August 1st, 2011. That was the day we got our first real close-up view of the bear right close to the house. That's also the clip that actually made the news stations in Channel 4, 5, and 7 and Fox News. And it was featured on Channel 3 News here in Worcester and had a pretty decent article on the Telegram and Gazette. Emily asked me to put the bear on YouTube. She says, you ought to give it a try. I did it, and I just really couldn't believe the response I got from the media. Astronomical. That day, on August 1st, the bear hung around the yard for quite a while. I took 5 or 6 video clips of him all over the place. He just didn't want to leave. He must have been pretty hungry. And he goes down to the back bird feeder that you're looking at right now, where I've got a bunch of bird feeders hung from a rope. And he actually jumped up and he tried to get to him. In perspective, that bird feeder at that time was about 4 to 4.5 feet off the ground. We were able to fill those bird feeders from standing up, and the bear almost got to them. Again, he left, he come back. The clip you're looking at right now, he had come back and knocked that feeder off. I was in the house doing something, and then he ran back down to the other bird feeder. Again, he just didn't want to leave that day. He sort of had some fun to get back to this bird feeder. Again, where he's standing under right now, that bird feeder was about 4.5 to 5 feet from the ground, and you can see he's almost reaching it. After this video was taken, I went down and raised that bird feeder up a couple of feet. But he actually got to it later that year, and I'll talk about that later. I got more video later in this clip, the progression of how he's jumping up at that thing. But he's quite a riot. It's a lot of fun. The next opportunity we had to video the bear in 2011 was on September 10th. Pam Moore, it was a Saturday morning, Pam Moore came to do her morning walk with Donna, and we were able to show her the bear and take a bunch of videos. The bear left, walked our way under the apple tree, as you saw. The girls went off for their walk. I went in and had coffee. I look out, and there's the bear. It came back in the tree. I had already taken in the bird feeders. He knocked it down. He took the suet. I kind of figured Donna was going to be having a fit. But again, the bear just came back that day again. He must have been pretty hungry. And if you look at the bear right now, and then you remember how he was back in June, that bear, in that short period of time, from early June to now, this is September 10th, the bear did put on quite a bit of weight. I mean, he's grown substantially from what he was when he walked away. This was really funny. He goes down, and I'm a little bit nervous about the thistle feeder. There's a thistle feeder that he's walking to halfway down the backyard, and as you can see in a few minutes, he gets up, he takes a little bite, but I don't think he likes thistle because he didn't take very much of it, and he didn't pull the damn thing off the tree, at least. Again, this bear was a riot. He's been a lot of fun to watch. September 10th was the last opportunity we had to video the bear in 2011. He came back a few more times, but mostly in the evening, and we weren't out. He came back in the spring of 2012. The first good video we were able to capture in 2012 was taken on July 6th. We had seen the bear a number of times, but usually late in the afternoon or early evening, and my camera does not have sufficient flash capabilities for nighttime shooting. We did get a number of shots on 2 game cameras we have stationed in the yard, and did include a number of the game camera videos in this clip. As you can see from this video, our bear has really grown quite a bit. If you remember just the last clip from September 10th of 2011 to now July 6th of 2012, this bear is substantially bigger than that little tiny bear that we first videoed in June of 2011. But it's definitely the same bear. This day he came back, and he's got a couple of marks on him. And I talked to the bear. As you can see, he stands there, he looks at me, he waves. I'm only 5 or 6, 7 feet away from that bear right now. Of course, I'm standing on my porch, and there is a handrail between he and I, but he's going in. But if you look closely at the bear, you'll see a couple of marks on. He was pretty lethargic this day, and he had some pretty good-sized scratches and gouges in his hide. I think he got in a fight with somebody, and either another bear or something. And again, if you look close, you can see a mark on his hind quarter, and you can see a mark that even persists right up to the last video that we took on his back. And he was, again, this day he was kind of lethargic, but he hung around, he talked to me. He stayed in the yard for quite a while. This is a clip from on July 15th. The bear walks out of the picture. What you can't see is he takes a drink out of the a bird bath that we had there, and then he walks back. This 2 pieces of clip were from my game camera. That was our family picnic. My family was sitting up on the deck. This is the clip from the last video that we've taken from the bear, which was October 18th. This is about the last good video we've taken, but look at the size of this bear right now. Now, this is about 16 months from when we first started videoing the bear, and I'm guessing that the bear was something like 70 or 80 pounds when I first took his picture back in June of 2011, and this bear right now is substantially over 200 pounds. I mean, he's really big. He stands up. We're going to look at the comparison of him standing up in a few minutes with 5 or 6 videos underneath the feeders that are hanging from the tree. But right now, this bear is 6, 7 feet or so from his hind quarter. Here he is right now. Here's the first video of him standing there, and this is June 30th. That bird feeder is about 4.5 to 5 feet off the ground. Like I said, we could do that. He actually was jumping, and here he is again. We had raised, from the first video to this one, we raised this thing up about 2 feet or so, and we had to actually get a hook to get it down. He actually got the bird feeder a couple of times. So after this, now we're back into 212, and I've raised that bird feeder up. Now there's the first video we taken, and this is from my game camera on June 27th. That bird feeder now is a little bit more than 9 feet off the ground, and look how really close that bear is to that thing. I mean, if you picture the first picture when he was jumping, here he's too big the jump. Here is a picture that we got the day after the family picnic on July 16th. And again, the bear is frustrated. He's trying to get to that bird feeder again, but that bird feeder is a little bit better than 9 feet from the bottom of the bird feeder to the ground. And if he comes back next year, I might have to raise it up a little bit higher, because there's a good chance he might get it. And here he is again. This is a month or 2 later, after July 16th. This is the last video that we took of him on October, when Pam and Clark were here, and he raises his hands up, and I tell you, he almost gets to this son of a gun. I don't, again, I don't know, trying to figure out. He's at least a foot and a half, but the bear is big, he's fat, he's nothing like he used to be. He can definitely no longer jump. He's no longer a jumping bear. He's way too fat and big for that, but he has substantially grown. Most, but not all, of this video had previously been posted on YouTube, but I wanted to put this video together to show how much this bear has really grown since we first started videoing him. Um, he's a lot of people have commented on it. It's amazing. He's just a really fun thing to watch. Um, we've really enjoyed having him in our yard. The bear seems to know me. He talks to me. He responds to my voice. It's been a real hoot. We got quite a bit of wildlife in the yard, and I really like doing it. Um, Donna and I really enjoyed watching this bear grow. We hope that you have enjoyed watching the videos that we put out for you. It's been great. Have a good day. And if you're ever in Leicester, come on up to Bond Street. We'd be happy to show you our menagerie, our bear, our deer, all of our wildlife. Good luck. Goodbye.